and good afternoon, and welcome to an absolutely beautiful day here in Medford, Massachusetts. We are in quite the rivalry match here at Huskins Field. A battle for first place today, this lovely Friday afternoon. The Bates Bobcats and the Tufts Jumbos, and I'm Alec Whipple, and along with my partner Bernie Birnbaum, we're going to take a moment of silence for the national anthem, but we'll be right back right after this.
Your caps and direct your attention to the flag out in left field as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Over the speed. And we are just about ready for baseball here. And Bernie, I welcome in my partner, Bernie. Bernie, there's a lot at stake here in today's matchup. What's the keys to the game for the Tufts Jumbos and the Bates Bobcats?
Sure. Well, this is a big series of coming. Jumbos are in second place in the NESCAC East, trailing Bobcats by 1 game. So a win in the series would get the Jumbos first place and I believe hosting rights in the NESCAC postseason. The Jumbos are coming off a big win yesterday, a rain-postponed game against Eastern Nazarene, which saw the biggest offensive output for the Jumbos all season. They won that one 23-2 with scoring 5 runs or more in 3 separate innings. Bates, on the other hand, their last game was Monday at Plymouth State. That was a tight 6-5 victory, and before that, they dropped 2 of 3 to Trinity, which were their first NESCAC East losses. So Bates is in the driver's seat, but both these teams control their own destiny, and that's what's going to make this weekend so exciting.
And exactly. And Tufts, as Bernie said, Tufts needs to win at least 1 game to be in the tournament, and they have just the right man on the mound for them today. Their ace, Sparos Varinos, he is having an excellent season so far, 7-0, with a 1.47 ERA, and far and away the top marks among their starting pitchers. And in a game like this, the Tufts you win and you're in. Obviously, they want to do just a little more than win 1 game. But, in a huge situation like this, you love to have your ace on the mound. This is absolutely how the Jumbos would like to set it up. Start off a Friday with a win from your ace and then head into the doubleheader tomorrow and have a good chance to take over the top spot from Bates. So we're going to get started here. Again, lovely day, 80 degrees, barely any clouds in the sky, and we're ready for some baseball. Perfect baseball weather.
Yeah, leading off for Bates is the right fielder, number 16, Will Sylvia. He takes a strike.
Sylvia is the top hitter average-wise among the Bates Bobcats. He's batting .308 this season, 39 at-bats. So Varinos will deal the 0-1. That's going to be another strike, 0-2. Quickly getting ahead in the count, setting a good tone for the leadoff hitter. Here's going to be the 0-2 pitch. That's going to be a little high. And Varinos has just been an absolute workhorse this season. 49 innings, 57 strikeouts, and the aforementioned 1.47 ERA. She's looking at pitch his team into the playoffs right now. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Varinos. Swing and a miss. So Varinos starts off his day with a 4-pitch strikeout.
Yeah, Sylvia was out ahead of that one. Safe to say that was a changeup. he was just absolutely fooled, and I think that was the first changeup of the day.
Yep, a good way to start off the day. So after setting down the first batter, Varinos will face the number 2 hitter. That's going to be number 44, Ryan McCarthy. He's playing center field today. And he makes some solid contact with that one. Outfielder's going to have to run for it, and that's going to be down. Center fielder Kutch gets it in quickly, holds McCarthy to a single. It's a nice bit of fielding there. It's going to be a 1-out single there for McCarthy.
That's Harry Brown actually out there in center, and I thought he might have had a chance for it. He was only about a step or two shy, but I think the smart play early in this game might have had it if he'd laid out, but just to field it and not let it turn into extra base hits and early trouble, Varinos can certainly work around a man on first.
So he's going to have to face the number 3 hitter now. That's going to be number 2, Brendan Fox. Throws over to first to check the runner. Brendan Fox batting .259 this year, 11 RBIs. He's a senior from West Hartford, Connecticut. Not far from where I grew up. It's a foul ball. So that's going to be an 0-1 count on Fox. Runner on first here, Varinos, dealing 1-0, or 0-1. Be a little high, so 1-1 on Fox. Varinos looks over at the runner. He's going to deal the 1-1 pitch, and he throws over again. Safe. Varinos doesn't want to give the Bobcats any ideas about what they can do on the bases, so trying to keep the running game quiet early on. That's going to be a ground ball deep in the hole. Throw to first, and that's going to be good. So advance the runner to second, but Fox, with the fielder's choice there, grounds out. So runner in scoring position now, but there are 2 down. It's going to be number 18, Brendan Canavan. He's playing first base today.
And a smart play over at second by Petrie. Just getting there was a bit of an accomplishment, and he didn't have a play at second. Easy out at first.
Just focus on getting the out there, definitely the most important thing. So now 2 down. McCarthy's going to lead off second. Varinos dealing to Canavan. That is going to be a strike. So 0-1 pitch, nice little breaking pitch there from Varinos. Drops into the zone. Varinos ahead quickly, 0-1. Here's the pitch. That's 0-2, Varinos.
Yeah, and I think that was off speed or it moved or something. That definitely froze the batter, and it came in. I think it took a left turn towards the plate there.
So Varinos 1 pitch away from getting out of not exactly a jam, but not an ideal situation in the first. Trying to keep a 0 on the board for his team. 0-2 count. That looked close, but it's going to be a ball 1, so 1-2.
Varinos has been in a couple of these 0-2 counts, hasn't really gone after the batter in those cases, and there's not really any reason to.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's going to be, got away there. The runner thought about going from second, but behind the plate, Frickman able to corral that ball pretty easily.
And McCarthy sure thought about it. Almost got stuck in no man's land, but was able to make the smart decision and go back to second before it became too late.
It's now 1-2 count on Canavan here. That's going to be low, 2-2. Varinos not giving in here, trying to get the batter to chase. He's going to have himself a 2-2 count and 2 outs here.
Yeah, 3 straight balls after going ahead 0-2. He's got to find the strike zone.
And that's going to be some solid contact to right, and that's going to get – that is just fair. Looked like it was going foul, but bounced inside the line. And that's going to be a double head-first slide, and Bates takes an early 1-0 lead. So full count there. Verino's ahead early, could not put the batter away, and ends up giving a double that just falls inside the line. It's going to be a double for Canavan and a 1-0 lead for Bates.
Very small patch of dirt down the right field line that landed about 6 inches fair, and that got Bates on the board quick. Nice at bat, nice piece of hitting for Canavan, who worked back to a full count from 0-2 and just fisted one down the right field line.
So now 2 outs, a runner on second still. It's going to be a fly ball for Trucci, and that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. So Bates gets to the Tufts ace early on. Only 1 run, but it's going to be 1 run on 2 hits and a quick lead for the Bobcats. The ideal way to start their day, facing a very tough pitcher, getting some first inning runs, and giving their pitcher a bit of a cushion. And that pitcher is going to be number 9, Connor Speed. He's a junior from San Diego, and he will be looking to shut these jumbos down today.
Speed comes in with more innings pitched than any other Bates pitcher, and with a solid ERA to boot at 2.52.
And a pretty funky motion as well. So it's going to be interesting today to see if the jumbos can pick up on a very interesting sidearm motion. I can't say I've really seen anything like that, if that was indeed the motion he'll be featuring. Take another look. Very, very submarine-like pitcher there. And so you can imagine his success definitely comes from a motion that is very unlike a lot of other pitchers. Even sidearm pitchers don't really pitch from that low. This is certainly the definition of submarine. Bernie, can you even figure out a comparable motion?
I've been busy scribbling my scorecard. I haven't actually taken a look at.
Yeah.
Even for a submariner, it's there's a lot going on, and I will say that's the kind of thing that you'll see much more in D3. That's not the kind of motion that's going to get anybody to the big leagues. Nobody's going to be sidearming with enough speed to get the attention of a big-time scout. But I will say, and I haven't seen him pitch either, but I follow the Cespedes Family BBQ blog and Twitter account. And
Great account.
One of the authors of that, Jake Mintz, is a pitcher for WashU. It's a D3 school out in St. Louis. And he's got a sidearm motion and is actually got the top ERA in Division III on and off. So it's the kind of thing that can be successful in this kind of context that doesn't really translate well. I listened to their podcast, and one of the things they sort of mentioned was, the only folks throwing sidearmers are, D3 pitchers and, big leaguers late in their careers that need to rejigger their stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to get an interesting look for the jumbos today. Off with a ball, and Speed will start off against the jumbos right fielder today. That is going to be Tom Petrie.
Petrie's at second.
Or second. Apologies, I was looking at the wrong numbers.
Yeah, we'll get you the full lineups and defensive alignments in a second. It was, with some of these games they get started kind of quickly, so came right up on us just like that strike did to Petrie.
So it's going to be a 1-2 count now for Petrie. Speed delivers his pitch. That's going to be fouled off to the parking lot. Petrie this season batting .333, 2 home runs and 20 RBIs. It's a senior infielder from Worcester, Mass, and that's going to be a fly ball to the outfield. Right fielder has a beat on it, and that's going to be out number 1 for Connor Speed.
Not a tricky play for Sylvia. Fortunately, the field's aligned such that the sun's not really going to be an issue for anyone. So just an easy fly ball there, and the jumbos are going to have to adjust to that delivery that we've been seeing.
So here comes Oscar Kutch, the actual right fielder, number 13. Batting .392 this year. Speed starts him off a little low.
Kutch responsible for 2 homers and 21 RBIs to boot.
That one's high. So 2-0 on the jumbo right fielder. Here comes Speed with the 2-0. That's going to be a strike. You can hear the commuter rail go by in the distance.
And I think, it's going to be a smart approach for the Jumbos to be taking pitches early just to get a look.
And that's going to be a fly ball. Easy fly there. And that's going to be out number 2.
You saw both Petrie and Cooch got under pitches, skied them into the outfield. Solid contact, but they're getting under it. If they can make that adjustment and get on top of the ball a little more, you might expect the Jumbos to start powering up, but it might take some time.
Yeah, and like you said, this is their first time facing him this year at least. It's the first time Jumbos will face Bates, so might take a few times through the lineup before they really adjust. That's going to be a 1-0 on Tommy O'Hara. O'Hara is going to be the Jumbos' third baseman today. He's batting .367, 4 home runs, and the Jumbo RBI leader with 33 RBI. 2-0. That's fouled back. Nice cut there, but going to be a foul ball. 2-1 count on O'Hara.
Yeah, and what you're seeing, it's not impressive speed, but it's a strange motion.
That ball gets away, skipped on the grass, so 3-1. And ironically, because of his name, Speed, it's not exactly powering it in there. It's a good pitcher name, though.
3-1 count, you think he'll take?
Well, I guess he did. That's going to be a walk. O'Hara, one of the Jumbo's more patient hitters this year. And he's going to be their first base runner. With 2 outs, he reaches via the base on balls.
That'll bring up Foxon, the first baseman for Tufts in the cleanup spot. Well, we got a moment. I'll give you the defensive alignment for Bates. From left to right in the outfield, we've got Danucci, McCarthy, and Sylvia. In the infield, Carter, McDonald, Fox, and Canavan. And the battery is Speed and our end catching. Hope you caught all that.
Well, 2 outs. Foxon to the plate. Here comes Speed. That's going to be a quick strike. 0-1.
I don't know if quick is the word I'd use.
True.
That one appeared to be even a changeup by Speed standards.
0-1. And that's going to be solid contact, single up the middle. O'Hara's going to hold that second as McCarthy gets that one in pretty quickly. So Jumbo's with 2 outs, a walk and a single. Going to bring their number 5 hitter to the plate. That is Mike McLaughlin. He's the left fielder today.
And McLaughlin excels at doubles. He's batting .337 with a .500 slugging percentage. 11 doubles on the season out of 29 hits.
So a double might score 2 here. Depends on if they're running or not, but I'm sure just looking to make some contact. Try to get the Jumbos on the board, responding to the first inning Bates strike.
Can't tell if the outfield has made any adjustments for McLaughlin. So he takes outside. It looks like the center fielder, they're playing basically straight up.
So 1-0 on McLaughlin. Speed sets and delivers. That one's in there. Strike 1. So 1-1 count now. Here's Speed with the pitch. That's going to be grounded and caught by the second baseman. Quick throw, and it gets away. Here comes the runners. There goes Falks into third. O'Hara's going to come in to score. And so it would have been a close play anyway, but the play is not made, and the Jumbos reclaim that first inning run. They are now tied 1-1. So that, in my opinion, that probably should go as an infield single. I mean, that looked like it was going to be a close play, but it is going to go as an error. So would have been a close play. Scorers are going to give that an error. So
figure that's an E3 or an E4. I got to put that E3.
Yeah, I think that throw should have been caught. So now we got ourselves a tie ball game in the first inning. Runners on the corners now, and Casey Santos Ocampo is the Jumbo's DH today. He'll be up at the plate, trying to cash in another one for Tufts. And that's going to be a strike.
Yeah, Santos Ocampo's not your typical DH. He's got a fine batting average, 333 with 462 slugging, which is quite good. Doesn't particularly stand out among the jumbos, though, but he's got speed, especially on the base paths. He can be a threat.
Here's the pitch. That's going to be another strike. Quickly 0-2. Speed ahead of Santos Ocampo. Speed looks in. Looks over at the runner. Here's his 1-2 pitch. And it hits Santos Ocampo.
It is. I'll take a closer look at his stance next time to see if there's something that's inducing it. What's impressive, he's got 9 hit-by pitches, but he's not even in the everyday lineup.
That one's going to be a little inside on Harry Brown. And yeah, some batters just have the hit-by-pitch skill, so Santos Ocampo.
And he's not a big dude. He's one of the shorter players out there.
I think he's definitely the shortest, I think. Anyway, bases loaded. 1-0 count on Harry Brown. That's going to be a strike. So 1-1. Speed trying to pitch out of a 2-out jam here. Looking like he was going to cruise through the inning, but has not done so after the first 2 outs. It's going to be grounded down the third base line. Going to be a tough play, and it's going to be a nice throw from the third baseman, and that is going to be the end of the inning. So Jumbos pick up a run. They do leave the bases loaded. So 1 run, it's going to be on 1 hit, a walk, hit by pitch, and that Bates error. And after 1, we're all tied up 1-1. It's a lot of ones so far. And surprisingly, it looked like Speed was going to have a little, like you said, it was going to take a little while for them to figure his motion out. But it looked like they were making pretty good contact. Even the 2 outs were fly balls that, were hit with some authority.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if, Petrie and Cooch got back to the dugout and spread the word a little bit on how to make the adjustment.
Yeah.
And because after those 2 leadoff batters, we saw they weren't really getting under it nearly as much. We even saw a grounder to end the inning.
So some of those base runners were the Jumbos of their own doing. Some were gifted by Bates. They error and hit by pitch, but
into the bullpen. Nobody's warmed up over there just yet.
Oh yeah, thankfully.
Ball down, Speed, here we go, kid.
So 2-2 count now. Marinos. Here's the pitch. That one is a ball. I'll tell you, kind of similar to the other pitch that Dugout took offense to.
I think that one came inside, though. Not that we can tell that well from here.
So now it's going to be a full count again, Marino. So running into some long at-bats here. Here's the full count pitch. Grounds that one up the middle. And he's going to get through, gets by both shortstop and second baseman there.
Yeah, I thought Shackelford could have had a glove on it. I'm not exactly sure what happened. He was there. Ball was within a foot of his glove. He might have taken his eye off of it or something. That's going to go down as a base hit.
The third baseman,
Tough
number
play,
15,
but certainly a makeable play. That's going to be a hit for McDonald. And we're going to get number 15 to the plate now. That's going to be Kyle Carter. He's playing third base today for the Bobcats.
Not really.
Carter's one of the rare starting freshmen. You don't see that a whole lot.
First pitch inside. 1-0.
Let's
Marinos checks the runner. Throws over. Just keeping him honest.
Here we go. Hey, 5, hey, 5.
So,
Pitch
pitch still to come.
There you go. Right here. Drum ball.
That's going to be a strike.
Hey, helping out Nicky with the runner here. Let's go. Hey, 5,
So 1-1.
Yep, I do.
1-1 pitch. Fouled back.
I can hear you, Bob. Yep.
So 1-2 now.
Yeah.
2 on Carter. Runner on first base.
Yep.
Trying to get a runner in scoring position here with 1 out.
Come on, Fiver, let's go, kid.
Here's the 1-2. Now throws over. Again, just keep him honest.
Come on, Five, this pitch, kid. Put away, Steve. Let's go, baby. Come on, Rose.
One thing I like about Bates, not particularly related to the action, they got numbers on the front.
Come on, Steve. Put away,
Very
Rose.
big help for us broadcasters. It's going to be fouled up here. That was a screaming foul ball. Looked like it might have been coming right at us. Ended up going above the press box, but
I got down quick.
What do you say, kid?
A little bit of
The blood going.
yeah, that was the most excitement we'll get up here. So 1-2.
That's why I ought to bring my glove over next time
Yeah.
I'm commentating.
Really, we're getting into the action with that one.
There's no netting here at Huskins Field. That's something that's been required lately in the MLB even more extensively, but no such concerns in the NESCAC apparently.
Marinos throws over again. Yeah, broadcaster safety is not exactly the top priority for these free schools. Maybe one day. It's going to be a 2-2 pitch now. Fouls that one back. So Carter working himself quite the at-bat here.
He's propelling a lot of these balls with some velocity, just not into fair territory.
So 2-2 now. Still 2-2. Marina's throwing a lot of pitches this inning. Only faced 3 batters. Have been in some lengthy at-bats here. So I'm going to try to put Carter away. Fouls that one back. And again, we'll get the 2-2.
Women's lacrosse team for the Jumbos is walking through the parking lot. Ball did not hit them. You gotta be aware no matter where you are. If you're near the baseball field, you could be a target.
Sit him down. Make your pitch. Let's go, Speed.
So we'll get the 2-2 again.
Yep.
Throws over. Still not going.
Hey, Speed. That's one
So
right here. Let's
Marinos
go,
and Carter
Five.
locked into a battle here.
Hey, Rose. Come on, Five. Yep.
Here's the 2-2. Nope. Throw over again. Really taking pains to make sure McDonald doesn't run.
Five. Come on, Rose. Come on, Rose. Rose. Hey, Rose. Hey, Rose. Come on, Rose. What do you say?
So we'll get
Speed.
2-2
Get us that killing ball right here.
one more time. And that's going to be a weak little wave. And that's going to be a strikeout. So Speros wins that battle. That long battle with the K.
Took long enough. We don't typically keep pitch counts, but somewhere somebody's got a double-digit number for this inning.
The left fielder, number
now with 2 outs,
27,
it's
John
going to be the left
DiNucci.
fielder for Bates, John DiNucci, senior outfielder. DiNucci batting .297 with 8 RBIs. Second leading Bates hitter in terms of average. Marinos thrown over again. 2 outs, a stolen base. It's a little less large, but you like to keep runners out of scoring position. DiNucci will step in for his at-bat. His first pitch coming in. That one's high.
Nucci's batting .297, which is pretty high for a number 9 hitter, but he doesn't hit for power much, only 2 extra base hits.
So it's going to be the 1-0 pitch here. That one's high. 2-0. So Marinos really having trouble getting ahead here, putting hitters away, and going to get a mound visit now. He has not looked like his usual dominant self this game.
Coach Casey taking the trip to the mound. There's only been 3 men to reach base. That's not really the issue. It's these deep at-bats and not finding the strike zone. not being able to put away batters even when getting the 2 strikes.
So in a game like this, you want your ace out there for as long as possible. So even though it's not resulting in that much damage, it can come back to bite them down the line.
Yeah, we've got a 9-inning game today, which you shouldn't have to specify that a baseball game is 9 innings, but you know, in D3 college we do have to specify, because tomorrow there's going to be games 2 and 3 of the doubleheader, a 7-inning game followed by a 9-inning game. So preserving the bullpen is always crucial in these 3-game, 2-day NESCAC sets.
And college, I think you said this last week, college. Or D3 players don't play the grind of a Major League Baseball schedule, but when they play a lot in a short span. So very important to keep everyone fresh and ready to go.
And this week especially has been a lot for Tufts. They've played Wednesday and Thursday as well, and now playing today. They're playing 5 games in 4 days. So if there's ever been a grind, it's going to be this week.
So 2-1 count now on Benachi.
Hey, Spiro!
Marinos delivers. Swings right through that one. 2-2 now. Marinos looking to put away Benachi here. 2 outs in the inning.
Come on, Rose!
Takes a glance at the runner. Now throws over again. They've held McDonald right where he is. Not sure if he has any intentions of running, but Marinos obviously has some idea that he might. So now 2-2, 2 outs in the second inning. Swing and a miss. So Benachi goes down on strikes. So in that inning, Marinos, despite his lengthy at-bats and laboring at times, ends up striking out the side, mixes in a single for McDonald there. All things considered, not too bad of an inning. It's going to be a 1 hit, as we said, 3 strikeouts, and Jumbos will be heading back up to bat. So now in the bottom of the second inning, just looking at these overall team records, Jumbo is 22-5 on the year, and Bates 13-8. But the difference, and the reason why this is a pretty important game, is comes in the conference records. Bates is 7-2 in the NESCAC and East, and the Jumbos are only 6-3. So Tufts faces and the top 2 teams will advance to the NESCAC tournament. So Tufts is facing a win-you're-in situation, and they can do more than that if they win a few more games here. But it all starts with today's game. So Speed heads back out to the mound for his second inning of work. Got 2 quick outs there in the first, and ran into a tiny bit of trouble. Only gave up 1 run, did leave the bases loaded. Sidewinder.
Let's go here, Fred. Let's go. Let's get a goal.
And after the first 2 outs, again, we're in that poorly, or the contact that was made was, had some authority, it was poor contact. But after that, Tufts, had some hits there, some walks, and he had some Bates gifts in the form of an error and a hit by pitch, so that's how we got the first run on the board for Tufts. Now coming to the plate in the second inning is going to be Harrison Frickman. He's catching today in place of the regular catcher, Eric Schnepp. Going to start off there with a first pitch strike from Speed. Speed working quickly now, delivering his second pitch. Now it's a little high. 1-1 on Frickman. That's a strike. Speed really has that motion coming down from, usually you see a sidewinder or submariner from the side. He really comes down almost down under. That's going to be a grounder. Shortstop has it there. Throw to first, and again, cannot catch that. There goes Frickman to second. Frickman slides, and he's at second, so some heads-up base running there. Saw that the ball got away. And now Jumbos have a quick runner scoring position after the second base error.
Let's go. Trade places with him, Billy.
So it's going to be McDonald there with the throwing error. And,
The center fielder, number 15.
second error today on a play at first base. And the Jumbos have a runner on second, nobody out. So good start to the inning for them.
Hey, Harry. Let's go.
Up to the plate now is the shortstop, Will Shackelford. Shackelford this year batting .435, so having a very nice season. Home run and 25 RBIs.
Hit one. Good job, Billy.
Here comes Speed with the first pitch. It's a little high. Shackelford's home run last week. The Patriots Day doubleheader against UMass Dartmouth. It's a key part of winning the first game in that set. That one's going to be low, 2-0. And when your number 9 hitter is batting .435, you know you have a pretty deep offense. Jumbo's looking to take advantage of that depth, getting their 8th and 9th hitters on base would be a good start and bring the top of the order to drive them in. Fouls that one off the catcher's mask. Nice catch there by the bat boy.
That's not a bat boy. That's Tom Petrie. He's plays second base for the Tufts Jumbos. I'm sure he would not appreciate referring to him as a bat boy.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with the, as you said, with the numbers aren't. The numbers aren't on the front. But
He is holding a bat. I'll give you that.
Hey, Holly Bill.
here's the 2-1 pitch from Speed. That's going to be a grounder to third. Throw over. That's going to be out number 1. So Frickman cannot advance there on the ground out.
The second baseman, number 3,
So
Tom Petrie.
that's going to go down as unproductive out, not with the runner over. And now the top of the lineup will come back for the Jumbos. Here's Tom Petrie, flew out in the first inning. Now has a runner on second with 1 out.
Worth noting that the runner in second, Frickman, has 2 stolen bases on the season.
There's a grounder up the middle, and it bounces off the shortstop. Frickman's coming around to score. He will score. Petrie holds up at first, and that ball just took a wicked bounce. It's going to go down for the second Jumbos run, and another base error. Pretty tough error, just considering the path of the ball there, but an error nonetheless.
Yeah, a couple E6s. McDonald not having a great
The
inning.
right fielder, number 13,
That's
Oscar
short for
Kuch.
bigs.
So Oscar Kuch up again. And Tufts, 3 errors in the first 2 innings. Tufts taking advantage of some Bates miscues. Gifted them a run right there with those 2 errors. So now we'll have a runner on first for Kuch. That's going to be Petrie. That's in there. Strike 1.
Cooch flew out to center for the second out of the game on the top of the in the bottom of the first, rather.
Make plays, go, come on, baby.
Scott under one.
That's going to be grounded. Right side, it's through for a base hit. Petrie's going to hold up at second base. So the top 2 guys for the Jumbos now are on first and second. It's going to be a single there through the right side for Kuch. And the number 3 hitter, Tommy O'Hara, coming up. He walked his first time up last inning.
You got to think that's the kind of ball that first baseman would have been able to get to had he not been holding the runner on. Canavan was in tight to the line. If he'd been playing at his normal position, he would have had more time and would have been able to range to the right side a little bit more and field that one.
The Bates defense, the Bates infield defense, having a banner day so far. Here comes Speed with the pitch. That's a little low. 1-0. O'Hara, one of the more patient Jumbo hitters, but he's going to be looking to drive in some runs here. 2 table setters on base. That one's driven to center field. Center fielder back. He's got a beat on it. Petrie's going to tag up. Kutch takes the tag, but not going to go anywhere. So that's going to be a fly ball to center field for the second out for O'Hara. And now first baseman Falkson comes back to the plate with runners on the corners.
Yeah, in the first inning, Falkson reached on a single to center. First base hit of the game for
First
Tufts.
baseman, number 32, Nick Falkson.
Clean single. Made it to third on the throwing error, or on the fielding error at first. Had been blocked in reach, but he was stranded there as one of three runners left with the bases loaded.
Ball inside, 1-0.
Yeah, that pitch sort of came up high in the strike zone. Not really sure the different pitches, submarine pitch or throw, but that was a riser anyway.
It's a 1-0. That one's in there for a strike. Yeah, hard to tell pitch type when the pitch is coming from the opposite direction what you'd be used to seeing. Jumbo's having some luck with it so far. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's inside. Kutch goes from second, or to second. He's going to be called out. So nice throw there from our end to record the last out of the inning on the base paths. So for the Jumbos, 2 errors on the part of Bates and a single by Oscar Kutch. Give me another run for Tufts, and at the end of 2, Tufts leads Bates.
For the Jumbos at the bottom of the second inning, they score 1 run on 1 hit. There were 2 base errors, and there was 1 runner left
for his
on
third
base.
inning of work now.
2 innings here at Huskins Field.
Largely kept Bates off the
leading
board.
Bates by a
Only
score
1 run
of
over
2
the
to 1.
first
Skip to
2.
the bat for Bates in the top of the third inning.
4
Will
strikeouts, and
Silvio,
labored
Ryan
through some of
McCarthy,
those
and Brandon
strikeouts, but
Fox.
in the end, a strikeout is a strikeout. So it doesn't really matter how you get there. So here is Arenas with the warm-up.
Let's go, Fiver. Come on, kid.
Arenas taking his warm-up pitches. Arenas, as we said before, trying to pitch the Jumbos with a win today. They will advance or be guaranteed a spot in the NISCAC quarterfinals. So, and for the Bates Bobcats coming to the plate in this inning, the lineup will turn over after Varinos struck out 3 of the bottom 4.
Leading off for Bates in the top of the third inning, the right fielder, number 16, Will Silvia.
Will Silvia returns to the plate. He struck out in 4 pitches to open up the game for Varinos. So Varinos gets set for the first pitch. That's going to be caught. That's caught by Falkson. Nice piece of contact there for Silvia, but 1 pitch, 1 out as the ball found Nick Falkson's glove. And that's exactly what Varinos needed after laboring through some long strikeouts in the first 2 innings. Getting a quick out, saving that pitch count. Important for the future of the game for him. So here comes McCarthy. He singled his first time up.
Just like to apologize if you haven't been able to hear us for the first 2 innings. That's probably because we had some audio mixing issues, and hopefully that should be fixed for y'all at this point. Alec, what did I miss on that first up out in the inning?
That was a line drive to Falkson, first out.
Gotcha. Just like to keep my scorebook, even if I, I get called in for technical duty sometimes. It happens.
So 1-1 count now on McCarthy. Varinos with the pitch. That one's low. 2-1. So Varinos again trying to get some quick outs here, like with Silvia, trying to preserve that pitch count. He's behind in the count on this one. Here's the pitch. That's a little foul ball. That's going to be the second strike. 2-2 now on McCarthy.
Take a look. It looks like the infield's playing fairly deep relative to how they normally play. We've got the middle infield on the edge of the grass against the number 2 hitter, McCarthy. Don't want anything getting out of the infield.
Now here's the 2-2. That one's popped up. There goes O'Hara. O'Hara's got it for out number 2.
Took a little bit of a circuitous route to the ball. Had to evade the third base umpire.
So here comes Brendan Fox. After 2 quick outs, he'll be the next man up. He grounded it to a fielder's choice in the first inning. That allowed McCarthy to advance to second, where he would eventually come around to score on Canavan's RBI double. Here comes Varinos. That one's in there. Strike 1, first pitch fastball, getting ahead of him. Here comes the 0-1. That one's a little high. 1-1. One and one count on Fox. That one, thought about going around, but it's going to be a strike anyway. Now Varinos in the driver's seat, 1-2.
Chance for a 1-2-3 inning. That would be a first in the ball game.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Varinos. That one's fouled off. Deep to left and going to be out of play there. So 1-2 count. We'll do it again. One-two count. Varinos to Fox. 2 outs in the top of the third inning. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off again.
Yeah, barely got a piece of that. Swinging under and staying alive.
So, again, we'll do the 1-2 count. Here it comes. Fouled off again. And Bates hitters really making Varinos work today. Even though they only have, well, they have 3 hits, but they've gone pretty quietly since the second inning, but getting themselves in some lengthy at-bats. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's going to be strike 3. So Fox goes down looking. And after a shaky first inning, Varinos has retired 7 of the last 8 hitters. So settling into a nice little groove. And first 1-2-3 inning, a line out, a pop up and a pop up out, and a strikeout looking there. So we're going to head to the bottom of the third inning. And the Tufts Jumbos up 2-1, looking to add on more against Connor Speed.
We'll see Foxen with another fresh start at bat after Cooch was caught stealing to end the second. Foxen will be followed by McLaughlin and Santos Ocampo. And I just want to give a shout out to the weather. This has been one of the absolute nicest days we've had at Tufts yet this year. True blessing to be able to be with you, coming to you live from Huskin Fields on this glorious afternoon. We've got the sun. We've got it interspersed with like a few clouds, which is good because I don't own sunscreen, I don't think. And last time I did one of these out in the sun, I was ripe afterwards like a tomato.
Yeah,
and
no.
So
it's great when the warm weather aligns with the weekend, because so many times, you know, the weekdays are nice and then you get to the weekend and, you know, it just drops 20 degrees.
Well, last weekend we were out here for the doubleheader against Bowdoin, and it was
very
rainy
cold
and damp, and we had folks in the stands with umbrellas. Well, there's a couple folks in the bleachers with umbrellas today, but it's for the shade.
So we'll get set for the bottom of the third inning. Nick Falkson comes up, as Bernie said. He'll get a fresh start after Cooch Cooch was caught stealing. Here comes Speed. Lines that one, and that's going to be caught there. So Falkson, who caught the first out of last inning on a line drive. Karma served its purpose, and he is the recipient of a caught line drive by the second baseman there.
I think that was the first pitch swinging we've seen from the Jumbo. Trying to ambush Speed and actually put some good wood on the bat. And by wood, I mean metal, of course.
Mike McLaughlin's up to the plate now. He reached on an error, the first of 3 Bates errors. That was unclear who the error went to. It seemed to be an error, throw from the second baseman to the first baseman, and McLaughlin gets hit. So McLaughlin has reached twice so far, error and hit by pitch, and now the other Jumbo who's reached on hit by pitch, as we talked about before, Casey Santos Ocampo, was hit in a very similar spot to where McLaughlin was, just right there. He was hit in the first inning. He's the DH today.
Only the second time McLaughlin's been hit by a pitch all season, though. The disparity between him and the DH is startling. I know I think one of the first games we did at JumboCast this season, Santos Ocampo got hit twice in a 7-inning game. I mean, damn.
That's gotta hurt.
But as they say, we got ice. Plenty of ice.
Get on base any way you can.
Probably less ice today. It's like about 80 degrees out.
Yeah, with 80 degrees and a very strong sun. Santos Ocampo fouls that one down the right field line. So that's going to be.
But what we're seeing here is that second time through the order, Jumbos are a little bit more confident in what they're seeing, a little bit more aggressive in their approach at the plate. And the fact that they're feeling comfortable enough to be taking these hacks early in at-bats, I think bodes well for the Jumbo's offense as we move into the middle part of the game.
That one's going to be low. Yeah, you wonder how you practice. I mean, obviously they probably knew, they knew what kind of pitcher they're facing. And there's no way to really practice facing a pitcher like this. So, for what their preparation probably was, you have to adjust pretty quickly, and they're doing that so far. Baseball just a constant game of adjustments. That's going to be lined again, caught by second baseman. That's going to be out number 2. So Fox over there at second base, having the ball find his glove twice very quickly, and now it's going to be down up at the plate. He grounded out to third to end the first inning with the bases loaded. Nice play there by the third baseman to end the inning. Carter over at third. That's going to be fouled off. Down the right field line, out of play.
And to a full parking lot. In the I don't know if the parking lot has a real name. The Cousins parking lot, Huskins. It's probably named after somebody. I noticed as I walked in that it's so full. Some folks have started parking in places that aren't even really spots. Not sure what the big event is here at the Tufts Athletics Complex is. The bleachers are about 2/3 full, but that doesn't account for all the vehicles.
Yeah, so not too many other games going on Friday. A lot of action for the spring sports teams this weekend. I know track has their championships. Lacrosse in the middle of their playoff, so exciting times all around for the Jumbo sports teams.
Yeah, for the Tufts men, though, what a fall from grace.
Yeah, 4 losses in a row after that start.
They were number 2 in the country, now we're number 5 in the NESCAC. Sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that's going to be safe. So that's going to be a stolen base for McLaughlin. So after Cooch thrown out to end the second inning, McLaughlin avoids a similar fate to end the third.
Interesting that he was getting the run signal there, 2 outs and a 1-2 count. Throw basically just came in front of the bag, and there was nothing that could be done by McDonald to get there in time. Had he set up behind the plate, might have been able to field it on a bounce, but that's the second stolen base of the season for McLaughlin.
So now Jumbos have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Harry Brown still at the plate.
And Brown's only got 3 extra base hits on the season, so it's very likely that McLaughlin would not have been able to score from first on a hit by Brown.
And that's going to be driven to right. And that is going to be out number 3. So right fielder there had a beat on it. And there's going to be no runs, no hits. The one base runner coming from successful stolen base opportunity is wasted as Harry Brown flies out to right. So we're a third of the way through the game. Tufts holding on to a slim 2-1 lead. And so what have you seen so far? We've seen Verinos labor a little bit, but still have success. What's the key to him to keep going like this? Or what have you noticed that he's done well or could improve on? Any observations?
Well, I think he might be, and I've never been a pitcher at any level with the exception of approximately 2 innings in the 8th grade when there were only 9 guys on the team. So I don't claim to speak from any kinds of authority, but Verinos is a senior, and so he's sort of been gutting this one out, not in terms of the situations with outs and men on base, but just within at-bats. He's been falling behind a lot. He's been in a lot of 3-ball counts. He's been facing a lot of batters that are getting foul after foul after foul. And he's given up, actually hasn't walked a single batter yet now that I'm looking at my scorecard. So that basically shows he's able to locate when his back's to the wall. It would just be nice to see him locate when his back isn't to the wall, have some of these at-bats go 3 or 4 pitches instead of 7 or 8.
So, yeah, long at-bats, but he has retired 7 in the last 8. He'll look to continue his success here against the only man to hit him for an extra base hit and an RBI so far. That's going to be number 18, Brendan Canavan.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6 coming up in the order. It's Canavan, Michaud, and Arend. Probably mispronounced at least 2 of the 3 there. By the way, if I did, you can always tweet using the handle @Tufts JumboCast. That's stuff that we'll check on throughout the game.
So Canavan there takes a first pitch ball.
And it looks like I misread the scorecard, actually, so I don't know who this misshowed character is, but he's not playing today.
1-0. Bats in there for a strike.
What's the number of the guy over there? Is that number 20? I've got 29. That's the problem. And Miles Michaud, the freshman, I apologize if any friends or family of Miles heard his name called. We might see him later for all we know. But
it's a 1-2 count here on Canavan.
Michaud is a pitcher who's had 4 relief appearances, totaling an ERA of about 8. So we probably won't see him at bat.
Line out there to Shackelford. Yeah, something tells me he wouldn't be the Bates DH of the day. But instead, we'll be seeing number 20, Dan Truly, come to the plate after Canavan lines out there to Shackelford. Truly flew out his first time.
It's going to be my penultimate game on the air for JumboCast in all likelihood, and it just goes to show even this late in the game, you can make mistakes.
Oh, I mean, the great broadcasters make mistakes all the time, I'm sure. Although I'm sure as a Mets fan, the Keith Hernandez, Gary Cohen combo, you would like to think they are perfect.
Gary, Keith, and Ron, yeah, Ron Darling too. They're fairly impeccable. I'll give them that.
Ground out there to Shackelford. That's going to be the second out of the inning. And now with 2 outs, we're going to get the catcher to the plate. That is going to be Jack Arend. He struck out after a long at bat his first time.
Of course, Gary, Keith, and
errand.
Ron haven't had much, positive stuff to talk about of late. Mets have lost, I think, 6 or 7 in a row now. I've won one of the last, 10 or 11. It's been a sad story out in Queens.
That's going to be a strike. And I would be remiss as a Yankees fan myself not to point out that Yankees are heading into a first-place series with the Orioles tonight. They're one back, fighting for first, just swept the Red Sox. So after 4 years of relatively mediocre teams, the New York tide may have turned. We'll see. Just it is my duty as a Yankees fan.
That's another conversation.
Well, we'll wait till the Subway Series in August, and we'll see how the standings shake out there.
There's plenty more months left in the season. Not so here in the NESCAC, though.
It is April here in the NESCAC, and not many games left for them. That's going to be a liner to left, and the third out of the inning there, recorded by our end, caught there by McLaughlin. So easy 1-2-3 inning there for Varinos as he works in the top of the fourth inning.
Yeah, 8 straight for Varinos, 8 and on top of that, 11 of the last 12.
Varinos settling to a nice groove. And, 10
of the last 11, apologies.
Yeah, as the ace of the Jumbos, it's all right. In my opinion, any pitcher can have strikeout stuff for a few innings, but the aces are the ones who can have the long at bats and the grind them out innings, but still come away unscathed, and that's what Varinos has done so far.
Yeah, and not to draw too dramatic a comparison, but it sort of reminds me of a couple of the signature performance Jacob deGrom has had. Game 5 against the Dodgers in the NLDS in 2015, and more recently, one of the early season games against the Braves, basically getting a little bit roughed up in the first and then settling in and just lights out afterwards.
And we've seen so many times in baseball pitchers who come out in the first and then come out in the second look like two completely different pitchers. I mean, first inning struggles are definitely something that many pitchers have. And I've heard just to solve that, sometimes they'll put the pitcher in the bullpen and try to simulate a first inning, pretending like that's their first inning, so they're coming into the game. I don't know, if you how mentally open to that you have to be to believe that you're pitching your first inning in the bullpen, but it seems to work in some cases.
Well, I will point out that between during the bottom of the first, when the Jumbos were batting, we saw Spiros Varinos throwing a session on the side, which he's not doing now. So after that sort of long first inning, Varinos was continuing to warm up. But anyway, we've got 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Jumbos. Frickman takes strike 1 to start off the bottom of the fourth.
Frickman reached on the error, leading off the bottom of the second, reached on it, one of the 3 Bates errors. Eventually came around to score on another error. So Bates not having the best day in the field so far. That one gets away. It's going to be a 2-1 count now on Frickman.
Joined out on the deck by Bobby Lovich, which I think means we've got Brad Schussel inside directing. He's still in the training process. I might be mistaken. This may be the first hands-off solo experience Brad's getting, so congratulations to him. Brad's been our programming director this year at JumboCast, and he's going to continue on for a third semester next year. We thank him for his service.
That's going to be a strike, 2-2.
Speaking of which, and I'm sure we'll get to it later on, but Alec, you've got yourself a position coming up next semester in JumboCast as well.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be time to discuss that. It's going to be not this time because there's going to be a little ground out there. And nice play there. Almost pulled him off the base. Speed getting a little chopper there. Throws over to McCarthy.
Yeah, the old 1-3 dribbler and
or Canavan, apologies.
Speed, submarined it over to first the same way he does to home, and that just
spells trouble.
A little more exciting than it needs to be.
Yeah, I was
tilted it in that obnoxiously bright red glove he's got going over there. So sure is a good thing he's pitching for Bates and not some other school with different colors.
So my question is, I don't know if you know the answer, but what throwing submarine seems to be a way to deceive hitters, but why wouldn't you just throw regularly over to first unless, yeah, any thoughts on it's going to be a ground out there. Out number 2 recorded.
Well, I mean, I think that's just how he throws. When he needs to get a ball someplace with some zip, that's the motion. It's just like he's pitching, I guess. I feel like I was recently listening to, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately. I forget which one, but I feel like I did hear some folks talking about, how pitchers will tend to also pitch the ball to the bases. I think that conversation was more in the context of pickoff attempts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, he probably doesn't get that many fielding opportunities. 0-1 now.
0-1 on Petrie. Petrie is 0 for 2. Flew out his first time, reached on an E6 his second time.
I believe that would make him 0 for 1.
Well, technically it's not counted. When you reach on an error, it's counted as an 0 for 1.
That counts as an at-bat?
Yeah.
News to me. I've been broadcasting all wrong.
It's always surprising because, you think a player's on-base percentage is going to go up when they reach on base on an error, but it actually goes down. So one of the many things of baseball that I'm not sure I understand. 2-2 now on Petrie. Swings through that one. So 1-2-3 inning there for Connor Speed. 2 groundouts and a strikeout. And we're through 4. Scores unchanged, 2-1. Tufts holding on over Bates thus far. We head to the top of the 5th inning, and Marinos will return to the mound.
And I'm not exactly sure. I just took a look at some of the Twitter action. Just want to make sure that everybody's getting the memo here that the camera should be positioned such that we can see both the pitcher and the batter. My camera operator seems like he might be a little bit distracted by his sunflower seeds, so we'll apologize for that. But we'll be doing better in the future. Camera operator claims it's not his fault, but we will we'll do a little debrief after the game.
Camera operator, incoming. What is our name for this position?
Yeah, that's gonna be Owen Finnegan. He goes by Owen Finnegan 69 on the nets, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken.
You're not mistaken. I can assure you of that one.
He's the incoming SCOD for JumboCast, and don't ask us what that means. That's SCOD, and it's some sort of acronym.
Social media and communications outreach director. So.
And potentially community outreach as well. He wears many hats, does the SCOD.
Yeah, and he'll be the incoming. He's a freshman, so he'll be the only sophomore on the e-board, and we love the leadership by the younger players on the team. But we've still got a game here. Too early to be flashing forward to next year. And it's going to be the top of the 5th inning.
Indeed.
I know Bernie here is a senior, so he's only got a few weeks left here at Tufts. Definitely doesn't want it to be next year. So at the plate now, in the top of the 5th inning, is going to be number 5. Fouls off the catcher's mask. It's going to be Asher McDonald.
Yeah, 7, 8, 9 due up for Bates. McDonald's the last Bates batter to reach base. It's been 8 in a row since this second inning single for McDonald. That's led to a zippy pace. We're already in the 5th inning, just about an hour into the game.
Solid contact there to right field, and that's going to be out of play.
Yeah, fouled by about 3 feet.
So Cooch running it down there, but can't reach it in time. It'll be an 0-2 count. So Varinos ahead here in the top of the 5th.
Decent Bates contingent out in the bleachers, and we'll expect more tomorrow. Could even feel like a home game for the Bobcats tomorrow as that one comes in on the dirt to McDonald. reason for that is it's spring fling tomorrow here at Tufts. That's going to be one of the main reasons why JumboCast won't be here. We're a student-run organization, and T-Pain or no, we're going to enjoy ourselves a spring fling tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be. We're hoping the rain stays away. Still pretty warm weather. Always great to be outside in the warm weather.
With all the
ground out there, up the middle, Shackelford's got it, and he can't hold on to it, so that's going to be an error, I would assume.
I was waiting for that one to come back and bite you. You can't call it a ground out until the runner's been called out, man.
Oh, well, apologies then.
That's gone up as a hit, and I agree with that. It's a tough play for Shackelford, maybe a little bit of hometown scoring.
Seems like he had a beat on it and then just couldn't keep his hand on it, so that's going to go down as a hit. McDonald now 2 for 2 on the day.
But anyway, with the Tufts students otherwise occupied, and more of the Bates parents presumably not at work on a Saturday, I suppose anybody that's tuning in will see what the makeup of the crowd looks like tomorrow. Would be big for the Jumbos to get a big W here.
Tries to bunt that one. That one is going to be recorded for an out. So leadoff runner, after having reached his move over to second there on the sacrifice bunt by Carter. And in a game like this with two very strong pitchers, both managers seem to be trying to play for, at least the Bates manager, trying to play for the one run here. And it's going to be up to number 27, John DiNucci, to drive in that run. He struck out his first time up.
Yeah, only 8 RBIs in the season, batting nearly 300. Came into the day at 297. Senior outfielder.
Barrios looks back at the runner. That's going to be a ball, ball one.
A win by the Jumbos would move them into a tie for first with Bates, and then the last 2 games of the season, the division season, would determine that. Tufts has 3 more games after this series, a non-conference game on Monday against Eastern Connecticut State, then a doubleheader next Sunday, May 7th, against Middlebury. Those are going to be the last 2 JumboCasts of the year, unless we get some postseason action before everybody goes home, which seems unlikely.
So yeah, and if Tufts wins today, the only way Tufts isn't going to make the tournament is if they lose. If they lose all 3 of their games and Bowdoin sweeps their series this weekend. So Tufts wins today and they're in, but obviously they'd like to do a little more than just be in. You know, they have a chance to take down the top team right here and have to start off on the right foot with a win. They're leading so far. Bates threatening now. 3-0 count. Runner on second, 1 out. That one's going to be a strike. And DiNucci threw his bat away. Thought that was ball 4.
That's probably didn't intend to show up the pitcher, but not a great look.
Yeah, umpires are not fans of that one. So we'll see if that affects the way the rest of his at-bat is called. So 3-1 count now on DiNucci. Here comes the pitch. That one's fouled back. So now Varina's working back. Full count now on DiNucci.
Yeah, there's a couple of folks out there in the field behind the backstop tossing a disc. None of them were hit.
Yeah, dangerous to play over there. But everyone's okay. And now 3-2 count. Swing and a miss. So after falling behind 3-0, Varinos comes back, works the count full, and then throws a hard fastball in there. Gets DiNucci swinging. DiNucci goes down on strikes for the second time today. And now the leadoff hitter will come back to the plate for his third bat. That's going to be Will Sylvia, the right fielder. He struck out in his first at-bat, lined out in his second at-bat. Runner on second here, 2 away. Sylvia calls time, steps out. So big play here for Bates, big at-bat here for Bates. Runs seem to be at a premium in this game, so with 2 very good pitchers on the mound. Verinos sends it in. Grounds that one up the middle. Shackelford. And the throw gets away from Falkson. Another error, and that's going to lead to the second Bates run. Sylvia will head to second, and that one will certainly go down as an error. And Bates ties this one up 2-2. So Shackelford trying to make a semi-difficult play on the run, and again, you cannot convert. And the first one wasn't an error, but this one certainly is. So Shackelford's miscues in the field will cost Tufts there.
Yeah, certainly disappointing, especially for Verinos, who's been pretty stellar since the first inning. Now gets an unearned run against him into a tie game now.
So runner on second, 2 outs. Number 2 hitter now. That's going to be the Bates center fielder, Ryan McCarthy. He singled his first time up and then popped out his second time up. Be taking his third at bat here. 0-1 count now on McCarthy. Here's the pitch. That one's popped up. Falkson calls for it. And Falkson records the out. So an infield single and an error will lead to another Bates run. We're all tied up here. It is 2-2, and both these teams, showing they're very evenly matched. A few of the runs coming on errors, but the pitching overall has been pretty solid today for both teams. And as you said, Verino's probably not too happy, but what the Tufts offense can do right now, just go pick up their their pitcher, pick up their shortstop, and get right back out there, scoring some runs.
So speaking of spring fling, just underway over at Fletcher Field is one of the first of the festivities of Spring Fling weekend. That'd be the Tuftonia's Day Carnival. The team here has apparently decided that the baseball game is more interesting than that. But if you're a Tufts student, just want to give you the heads up. You can head on over there. Keep watching on your phone. Stay tuned. But we've got food trucks and carnival games and long lines, no doubt.
Long lines. I was going to say those Tuftonia's Day known for its long lines. Whenever you introduce free food or free anything to a college campus, you can be guaranteed that the lines will be long.
But tomorrow, if you want to catch us JumboCasting, we'll be in these JumboCast tank tops that you can see here. These were designed by the entire JumboCast crew, in large part by Alec Whipple. Maybe we'll give you another shot later if you didn't get a shot, but I think easily the best tank design to ever grace Tufts Spring Fling.
And that's going to be a first pitch strike there on Oscar Cooch. And yeah, it was really a team effort. If you didn't see, there was some fire, there was an 100 emoji, there was an elephant on a skateboard who was pretty jacked, pretty muscular.
I want to just point out that last foul ball hit the light pole. There's a couple emergency lights in a cage to be protected from foul balls, and the cage withstood the foul ball. So I'm not sure if it's ever been tested before, but
it's gonna be a ground out there.
Come on, Alec. We
grounded. When I say ground out, I mean the ball was grounded. I don't mean the out was recorded. So if I slip like that, I apologize.
I'll keep
me honest.
Yeah.
I will do my best to avoid this verbal tick. So now Tommy O'Hara comes back.
That's a big league mistake, I think.
For sure. And now Tommy O'Hara comes to the plate. He walked his first time up, flew out his second time up. Calls time there as Speed was in the middle of his delivery, has to stop and restart.
And with all the stuff Speed does to get the ball to the plate, it's a good thing he didn't completely collapse when he got started and had to stop.
That one fouled back.
Yeah, if we take a look now, we've had a few innings to sort of dissect what Speed's got going on. And so you'll see he brings it back, but it sort of makes like that U angle that you see a lot of pitchers make, but he does it, he gets down low. I'm sort of miming, but the camera's not on me, but he brings his throwing hand up behind him and then just swings it under. It's
very unique. I really can't say I've seen any submariner pitch to this extent. That's going to be a swing and a miss. So Speed gets O'Hara down swinging on strikes there for the second out. Now here comes Falkson. Falkson singled his first time up, and he lined out to second base on his second time up. So 2 away here, nobody on base.
Yes. Speed now working on quite a good performance since the second inning. That one just floated in there. Not sure even what to make of that.
Yeah, and since Cooch's single back a few innings ago, only given up a hit by pitch to McLaughlin. That one's going to be grounded. Second baseman coming in on the run throw, cannot get it. And there's going to be a little bit of I wasn't looking there, a collision.
Yeah, I'm hoping we've got replay enabled. We can get a look at that. That was a slow dribbler down to second, and Fox came over, fielded it cleanly, but it moved so slow he had to really hustle the play, and I was focused more on the ball and the runner, but I think Fox collided with Speed, and there's some concern, and the umpire quickly called time, awarded second base to Fox, and
so that's going to go down as the fourth Bates error. Obviously, the concern right now is just making sure a hit and an error, we're told. So infield hit there for Falkson, ended up advancing on the throw.
Yeah, I do agree that Foxon would have beat the throw. He did make the very dubious decision to slide into first base. I basically never like that. And there are certain scenarios. I don't think that was one of them. He would have gotten there quicker by running through, but
yeah, it always feels like as a base runner you would get there faster if you slid, but they've proven again and again that you don't get there faster. But yet we still see base runners do it. So it's one of those things where the statistics and the mental game just clash with each other.
I mean, I suppose in that situation he might have been fearing for his own safety if he anticipated the throw might come in his direction.
So Speed's going to be all right. Foul ball there. And at the plate now, it's going to be McLaughlin.
Yeah, that nearly took a piece out of Matt Rothstein, the pitcher who's tossing with Spiros.
So Jumbo's now a runner at second base. First base runner since McLaughlin's hit by pitch. And McLaughlin now will be looking to put the Jumbos back ahead here in the fifth. 0-1 count now. 2 outs. And Falkson on second. Fouls that one back. 0-2.
That we got car. We've hit a car. Team last weekend against Bowdoin, most of the foul balls were ricocheting off vehicles, though it seems on average that foul balls hit fewer cars than you might expect here at Huskins.
So 0-2 pitch now by Speed. That's going to be lined. Right fielder makes a remarkable running catch. So nice play there.
Yeah, Sylvia
Sylvia
fading away, going over the shoulder. Just made it to the spot.
So had to twist himself around for that one, but records the out there. So the error, infield hit and the error does not come back to bite Speed. Speed's all right after that little collision. Now we're through 5. We're all tied up here at Cousins Field. 2-2.
That'd be Huskins.
Huskins Field. So apologies there. So Verinos returning for inning number 6. After he ceded the lead on that one, he'll be facing the middle of the Bates order.
One thing we haven't really mentioned too much because it hasn't been relevant too much, but the wind today is not strong. There's a slight breeze. It's actually picking up as I'm talking about it, but it's moving from right to left, not really blowing out as far as I can tell. In fact, it might even be knocking balls down that are headed out to right field a little bit.
Yeah, so we'll see. I have a definite fascination with the wind speeds. As a member of the rowing team, it's certainly something that we always have to keep our eye on. But I imagine baseball players always looking for what direction the wind is going and how strong it is. So not too bad today. We've definitely seen worse here at Huskins.
Now, one thing I want to point out, another feature of Huskins, and Owen might want to keep his ears open. I might do a little on-the-fly directing. Is behind the plate we've got these hedges. And Owen continues to look at his phone, but maybe at some point we'll give you a look at the hedges behind the plate, and so you can't really watch the game from behind home plate unless you sort of stand in the hedges. And so during most games there are an assortment of folks that do stand behind the hedges, and you can see them there for a brief second. I'm not sure. We might get you another look, but I checked out behind in that spot the other day, yesterday actually, and it's an interesting look. You get a better view on the pitches, but you're surrounded by foliage.
Yeah, probably not the most comfortable place to watch a game, but the angle certainly seems better. So in the 6th inning, we're gonna have Brendan Fox coming back to the plate. Fox playing second base today. He grounded into a fielder's choice his first time and struck out looking his second time up. Varinos again back out there after giving up the lead in the 5th. Not really his huge part due to him, more due to some fielding errors, but we're all tied up here. 2-2 as number 2 swings right through that one. Now 2-1.
Fox has been wearing a batting helmet with a little extra jaw protection. Haven't been following Bates baseball if we're being frank, but I would assume he's been injured there before.
Swings right through that one. And now the count is 2-2 on Fox.
And you can tell by the way that Fox treated that Varinos is doing a good job with pitch sequencing. That 2-0 pitch, it came in, he swung over it, and that one dove. And then on the 2-1, the fastball stayed high, and Fox swung under it.
So now 2-2 on Fox. That one's a little outside. Get a full count here on Brendan Fox. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on that one. So Fox with his second strikeout of the day. And we'll have one down. Here comes the first baseman, number 18, Brendan Canavan. He was responsible for the first Bates run in the first inning with an RBI double. Then he lined out to the shortstop.
Yeah, that was the double that just fell inside the line on right field.
There's a strike. And with, as you said, that's Bates' only extra base hit of the day. So Varinos limiting the hard contact, just been burned by a couple of more weak contact errors in infield singles / the double down the right field line that just bounced fair. So it didn't go around on that one. 1-1 now.
But even the fact that Canavan was briefly fooled by a pitch that bounced in front of the plate shows you that Varinos is dealing, that he's got a good delivery working for him.
Swings through that one. So yeah, a lot of swings and misses here in these last few pitches. It's gonna be a 1-2 count now on Canavan. Here's the pitch from Varinos. Lines that one. Petrie's got it, and that's going to be 2 away. So Canavan now 1 for 3 on the day. And that's going to bring up the DH, number 20, Dan Truly. Truly grounded out to shortstop, and the time before that flew out, so he's 0 for 2 thus far. Swings through that one. Varinos really airing it out this inning.
Yeah, the wind really starting to actually gust in now. Truly's got 2 homers on the season, but under these conditions and with the deep dimensions at Huskins, that would be a tough task now. Of course, now that I've said it. We might see. I'm half expecting the next pitch to fly away to deep center. But
see if the broadcaster jinx is alive and well. 1-1 count now on Truly. Here comes Varinos. Swing and a miss again.
And it's interesting because early in the game we saw Varinos throw that pitch multiple times in the first inning and nobody was biting. And now that this is the 3rd time through the order, I'm not sure exactly if he's doing anything differently or the eye level's been changed for the Bobcats. But we've seen a lot of biting at that high fastball.
Yeah, 6 swings and misses in this inning alone. That one is going to be outside. 2-2 count. So Varinos trying to work a 1-2-3 inning here. 2-2, 2 away. All tied up at 2 here. That one is flown out. Fielders converging, and Harry Brown plucks it from above his teammate's head to end the inning. So for the Bobcats, a strikeout, a line out to second, and a fly out to center field, add up to a 1-2-3 inning for Speros Varinos. We're through 5.5 here, all tied up at 2. Got a good one for you here at Huskins Field as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Jumbos will be sending Casey Santos Ocampo, Harry Brown, and Harrison Frickman to the plate in the bottom of the 6th. And Connor Speed back out there, having a pretty good game himself. Both pitchers, burned by the error, but aside from that, haven't really given up too much hard contact. Jumbos do not have an extra base hit. There are only times they've reached to. There are only times that they've gotten to second base have come on errors or reaching and then getting moved up by another hitter, grounding out or flying out. So the power department is not turned on, but the pitching department is alive and well here for both teams.
That's the kind of game I like to see, in all honesty. You don't want runs to be coming cheap. I do like it when the games sort of speed by. We're about to start the bottom of the 6th right here. Already barely an hour and a half in. We're cruising right along here.
So Casey Santos Ocampo will lead off this inning. He was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning and lined out to second base in this his 2nd time up.
And he's a hit-by-pitch machine, as we've mentioned.
Here comes Speed to start off the 6th inning. Swings at the first pitch there. That's going to be a foul ball down the 3rd baseline. So count goes to 0-1. Santos Ocampo is the shortest person on the Jumbos. He's 5'9", so tied for the shortest with Tom Petrie. And he lines that one, or flies that one out to right field. Sylvia's got a beat on it. He records the first out of the inning.
Bates fielders were positioned well for Santos Ocampo. We saw in center field, especially, is playing a little shallower than normal.
So here's Harry Brown. He is 0 for 2 as well. He grounded out to 3rd and flew out to right field. That one's a bit outside. 0-1. 1-0. 1-0. Comes the 1-0. Swings at that one. That's going to get through for a base hit. Got past Carter there at 3rd base. And so Brown picks up his first hit of the day. And the Jumbo's 4th hit overall. So now Harry Brown at first and Harrison Frickman will come to the plate. Frickman reached on an error his 1st time up, grounded out his 2nd time up. Came around to score a run. when he did reach on the air back in the second inning. Tufts that was the last Tufts run that scored, as speed has kept them largely in check since then. Swings at the first pitch there, and they've got Brown doubled off, lined right to the second baseman, and that's going to be an inning-ending double play. So that ball, we've seen a couple of lineouts completely just find the right spot for the fielders, and unfortunately Brown's there. And that's going to do it for the sixth inning. We are 2/3 of the way through this game, and it's a close one, 2-2.
It's as close as it gets.
A pitcher's duel here. Both Speros Varinos and Connor Speed working pretty good games so far. Speros Varinos will be heading back out for the seventh inning. And so, yeah, you were talking about this a little before. Personally, do you prefer a pitcher's duel or an offensive slugfest? Then I think the pitcher's duel is certainly exciting. I know most casual fans love to see the home run, but sometimes it's just you sit back and watch two pitchers just go back and forth, match each other, inning for inning, and it's really baseball is not just a game of hitting. It's there's pitching too. So just anyone who wants to see all the hits, that's exciting. But the pitchers are certainly a part of it, and they're making their presence well known in this game.
I mean, for me, I think it's more about the quality of the game. I don't like when you. There is some middle ground between a slugfest and a pitcher's duel. I think what gets me more is, if pitchers are walking every other batter, if teams just can't get outs, that's not that fun. We saw yesterday with Tufts putting up 23 on Eastern Nazarene, and granted, I was only able to stay for the top of the first inning by the time that game got underway, but that's just kind of a lot.
That's kind of a lot.
And I'm not sure exactly why it is that that softball has the mercy rule, where after a certain number of innings, the game gets called, whereas in baseball, no such thing. And I'd probably be more inclined to take away the mercy rule from softball, but when you've got lopsided matchups like that, sometimes you just want that game to end.
Yeah.
It was a quick game though. Under 3 hours it took Tufts to score the 23 runs.
Well, when you give up 2 runs, then you can at least make half the game move pretty quickly. So Jack Arend is going to be out here. He for leading off for Bates. He's struck out twice so far. I'm sorry, he struck out and lined out. The 2 signifying his position. Misread that as 2 strikeouts, but it's not the case. Here comes Varinos with the 0-1. Fouls that one off.
Yeah, you don't really have a conventional scorecard going over there. What exactly are you working with?
I see. I've tried to score sometimes, but I just like writing down the results of what happens next to their name in a line. It's hard to focus on the game and then kind of focus on talking and also focusing on writing down. Some people do it. I just don't have the gift.
But you are writing down after every at-bat what happens. So
right.
How is that any more or less than what I'm doing over here in my more conventional scorecard?
I guess I haven't taken the time to memorize. Well, do you draw the little lines? See, I see you were drawing the little lines to signify that. That's what trips me up. And that one is hit with authority. Back goes Cooch, and that's going to be gone. Jack RN leads off the 7th inning with a home run. Hit deep to right field. And we talked about the wind having some play here before, but there was no wind and that at bat, and that ball just carried and took off.
Yeah, that didn't clear it by just a little bit. That one, at that point, the fence is at about 325. Safe to say that one went at least 375. That one was well beyond, thankfully for everybody trying to get where they're going. There was no commuter train going by because I'm not sure the riders would have been safe from that.
So our end hits a home run there. That's his first home run of the season, and it comes in a pretty big spot here. Bates now has a 1-run lead over Tufts. And there's a McDonald grounds it to Shackelford. Not grounds out, grounds it.
He did ground it out.
He did ground it out.
I'm just saying you could use a little more patience. I'm not saying it's necessarily incorrect.
So He's, after picking up 2 singles, his first 2 at-bats, he grounds that one out there. Here comes number 15, Kyle Carter. He struck out in his first at-bat and then moved the runner over with a sac bunt there that ended up, that runner ended up coming around to score for Bates' second run. Tries to bunt again here. O'Hara with going to be a tough play. And he cannot hold on to it. So O'Hara took a almost double clutch there and
he certainly did.
Gave Carter the extra extra second of speed there. He needed to beat that one out. Additionally, Fulkerson couldn't hold on to the throw, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway, I suppose. So that's going to be a bunt hit.
That's been put up as an error, actually.
That's a tough error because that was a. Well, let's put up as a Bates error. I think that's a.
Yeah, we've got some mistakes here. I'm not sure who that error is even going to go against.
No, now it's a Tufts error. They haven't put it up yet, but now I think they accidentally might have put it up for Bates. So not sure about the error there, but.
I mean, it was put up as an error.
So now coming to the plate, it's going to be number 27, John DiNucci. DiNucci has struck out twice today. So runner on first. Varinas got to bear down here. Here comes the pitch. Nope, he's going to throw it over. Just keeping Carter honest.
Yeah, number 9 hitter, and if you could, Spiros can induce a grounder here, go for the double play. That would be huge to not face the top of the order with men on base.
Carter dances off first there. That's going to be ball 2, I think. Here comes the pitch. Sorry, 1-0. Throws it over again. Just keeping him honest. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Varinas just looking over. Swing and a miss at that one. 1-1 on DiNucci. Here comes Varinas with the pitch. Bunting, popped it up. Varinas has got it. They're going to try to double him off. And an inning-ending double play. So shows you the danger of the bunt right there. A poorly executed popped-up bunt lead to an inning-ending double play off the bat of DiNucci. So that's going to be 1 run in the inning off of RN's home run. And Tufts now has 3 offensive innings to try to get that run back. 1 run on the 1 hit. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 1 run on the 1 hit. In addition, the error committed on Carter's bunt. And no runners left on base as a result. Wind picking up there. And yeah, we're in the 7th inning stretch here.
Where was that wind in the top of the 7th? But yeah, we've reached the stretch and consecutive innings ending on double plays.
Speed heading back out for his 7th inning of work.
Yeah, very impressive performances by both starters. For Tufts, it's going to be 9-1-2 in the bottom of the 7th with Shackelford, Petrie, and Cooch. Shackelford, a couple of groundouts on the day. Top of the order seeing a little more success. Each of the 1-2 hitters has gotten on base once.
So Speed taking his warm-up pitches. No 7th inning stretch festivities here. No take me out to the ball game, but we'll play on.
I will personally do some stretches.
It's a long game. Of course, we're nowhere near as tired as the players on the field, but standing is a lot more tiring than you think. If you've never stood up before, then
yeah, I'm going to guess most of our viewers at home have had experience with standing.
So leading off is going to be Shackelford. He's going to look to get something started for the Jumbos. Swings through that one, fouls it off. Just 9 offensive outs left. And now Tufts staring down a deficit of 1 run against a pitcher they haven't really had much success against since the 2nd inning. Thrown up 0 since then. Swings through that one. And shortstop bobbles. Going to stay with it. And they call him safe. So close play at first base there.
Yeah, he clearly beat the throw, though. I'm not sure
Relatively close.
I'm not sure the momentary lapse at short would have changed too much. McDonald took a extra second to get to the ball, but he was safe by a clean step.
So now Jumbo's have the tying runner on first and the top of their lineup up. And looks like base manager coming out to the mound here. Might get a pitching change, maybe just a mound visit. It looks like it's going to be a pitching change because all the fielders are coming in.
There is a pitcher warming up for the Bobcats. It's Andrew Friedman in the bullpen.
And if Speed's day is done, then he's done a pretty good job. Hasn't walked off the mound yet, so maybe they're just talking it through with him.
Yeah, that'd be my guess. That'd be kind of a quick hook if you were to pull a pitcher after a leadoff infield single. I'm not sure how much confidence you possibly could have had in the first place, but
especially when it's your ace. And their Speed's going to be standing there. So trying to make sure that everyone's on the same page with the top of the Jumbo lineup coming up.
Well, my program has gone flying. Well, the folks in the dugout now have an extra copy in case they forgot their own names.
So Tom Petrie up now, flew out. It looks like he's going to bunt. Gets that one down. Pretty good bunt. And Shackelford's going for third. And he's out. Aggressive play by Shackelford there. And he gets thrown out on the bases. Shackelford took off running. It seemed like when the first baseman had the ball, not really sure what he was thinking, if he thought he could beat it out or he thought they wouldn't expect it. But
yeah, I think he saw an open base, but Speed got over there to cover, and
they had him by a mile. So Jumbo's running into an out there on the bases. So the bunt was good, but Shackelford ran himself right into the second out there. So now there'll be 2 outs, nobody on. So that's no way to overstate how damaging those mental errors are for a team. Grounds that one. Third baseman comes in, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. So nobody left on base as a result of that caught stealing, I guess. One hit on the infield single.
That's not caught stealing. That's a double play. That was
double play.
The classic 5-3-1 double play that they practice every day.
So nobody left on base after that one. And Petrie with the double play there. And a ground out from Kutch.
I just cannot imagine what Shackelford was thinking, needing just one run to go up, already in scoring position with just one out. That's a good spot to be. You don't really gain that much from going to third, even if you thought you could get it, and then he was out by multiple steps. There's no explanation.
I'm sure, and it's going to be hard for him to explain that one too. But hopefully his teammates can pick him up and get that last run in the last 2 innings. Because I mean, from up here, I don't know what he was saying. From up here, it seemed like he was at second when the ball reached a first baseman's glove, and he just kept on running. So hard to explain that error. But we're going to head to the top of the 8th inning now. Verino's back out for the 8th. He's going to face the top of the Bates order. Sylvia, McCarthy, and Fox. 1, 2, 3.
Well, time's running short, so why don't we talk about what's in store next year for JumboCast?
Yeah, so Bernie kind of alluded to it, but he is the outgoing general manager, and I have been elected as his successor democratically.
So they say.
So
I counted the votes, so nobody will ever know.
Yeah, so I guess I could just take this time. This will probably be my last broadcast of the year. Just as Sylvia comes to the plate, he's going to be leading off this one. Just really excited for the future. And can't say enough how much of a great job Bernie has done, and I have huge shoes to fill. I mean, Bernie just works tirelessly to make this program great, and every every aspect of JumboCast that you've enjoyed watching, it probably came from the mind of Bernie, or was taken from the mind of one of Bernie's successors, Jake, and those before him, and made better by Bernie. So,
Wow.
I just hope to, just kind of reach that level myself. But I'm really excited to get going. We got a great group of guys here who are looking forward to bringing you. I will be a junior, so even, no matter what role I serve in the next 2 years, we're looking to bring you 2 more years of great JumboCast coverage, and hopefully beyond. I mean, unless I'm so offensive that nobody joins the club in the next 2 years, we'll hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, we're excited for the future, and just wanted to thank Bernie for a great year of leadership on his part.
I was not fishing for any compliments. I was just looking to see what you had in store, but
Yeah. But now that he's out of here, we got a new way of running things. No, I'm kidding, of course. Sylvia fouls that one down the line.
Yeah, and we might be seeing Varinos working again a little harder than he wants to be. There is some action down in the Tufts bullpen. Of course, without numbers on the fronts of the jerseys, it's impossible to tell from here who it is.
And I'm sure Varinos, having a pretty good outing so far, wants to stand as long as he can. It's going to be a ball 2. Stand as long as he can to try to get his team over the finish line. They're down so far, but only a 1-run game and plenty of time left.
Yeah, in line for the loss, though.
It would be a tough luck loss if that was to come to play.
It is a right-hander up in the pen, I could tell you that much.
That one's going to be fouled back. 2-2.
Bleachers have actually filled out a little bit on the Tufts side as the game's gone on. There are still seats. If you're watching from somewhere on campus, we got a good one here. Come on over.
But don't turn it off your phone. That one's driven to center. That one's going to get down. Sylvia thinks about going for 2. He holds up. So that's going to be a leadoff single there from Sylvia. That's his first hit of the day. And now coming to plate is number 44, Ryan McCarthy. On the day, he singled, popped up, and grounded out. So 1 for 3. Now Varinos going to have to work around this leadoff base runner here in the top of the 8th inning.
Of course, if you were keeping score like I was, I could tell you that stuff happened in the first, third, and 5th innings respectively. But it's all good.
Comes in for the bunt. They're going to try to get the lead runner. They do. So excellent play there by Fulton. Heads up fielding. Coming in, fielding the bunt, and he had one play on his mind, and it was at second base. Ended up recording that out there. So that's going to go as a fielder's choice there for McCarthy. Jumbos keep the runner off of second base, and the bunt fails to serve its purpose.
Yeah, a real nice play, and especially with all the sort of fielding shenanigans we've seen. Got me a little nervous there that we'd be having a little league action, but
especially with 6 combined errors on the day.
Did you catch the Little League home run the other day?
I did. It's encouraging to know that stuff still happens in the majors. It shows all levels of baseball aren't as far apart as you might think. Even the pros make mistakes. And a few throwing errors on the part of the – was it the Orioles who –
yeah, it was
the Rays made the errors?
The Rays made the errors
okay, that's what I thought.
At Camden Yards, yeah.
Yeah. So 1 pitch now with 1 away. Brendan Fox at the plate. He has 2 strikeouts and a fielder's choice on the day. That's going to be a strike. Now 0-2 on Fox. So 0-2 pitch now coming in from Varinos. Throws over, checking the runner. Varinos doing a good job of controlling the running game today. I don't believe there's been any steals.
No. Well, there have been on the jumbo side.
Yeah, of course. Not sure how much impact Varinos would have on the Tufts base runners. But he's doing a good job limiting the Bowden ones from advancing. That's going to be a ball there. One and 2 count now. on Brendan Fox. That one's driven to center, I'm sorry. That's going to be caught by Harry Brown. So that's going to be a fly out. And McCarthy has to retreat to first.
A deep fly out, though. There's probably some parks where that is a goner. Not even on the warning track, though, for Brown.
Yeah, Huskins Field center field playing 410 to the deepest part. Very, very deep for collegiate standards.
And tall fence as well. That's at least 8 feet out there.
So now 2 away. Here comes the first baseman. It's going to be Brendan Canavan. He has the RBI double and 2 lineouts to short and second. Varinos ready to deliver the first pitch of this at-bat. That one's poured in there for a strike.
Just a quick update on the bullpen. I can tell you it's not Rory Zomek because I would recognize that delivery from a mile away. So a right-hander, not Rory Zomek. So we've been there.
It's like playing 20 questions here. Throws over. It's, safe there.
Well, I lost my my program though, so I can't even. Oh, you're gonna lend me your program here?
Of course.
I'll take a look, see if we can do some more deducing.
Varinos to Canavan, thrown over again. Thinks he might have had him, but nothing doing there. Be an 0-1 pitch now. Varinos throws over again. Safe again. So he obviously thinks McCarthy. He's thrown over quite a bit with McCarthy today. So obviously thinks there might be some steal action going on.
So yesterday for Tufts was a bit of a bullpen game.
That's a strike. 0-2.
So saw Marchetti start. He got the win, only pitched 2 innings. Then Colasso, Rothstein, Varinos, and Zomek. Varinos the younger, that is. So if I had to guess, Ian Kinney might be one of the first guys up this afternoon. He's been getting a lot of innings in relief. He's a right-hander, not Rory Zomek, so fits the bill.
We think we figured it out, so we'll see if that's the case when, if and when Sir Varinos comes out of the game. Bounces that one up there on the 0-2.
Could be McQuinn or Hall, other right-handed pitchers that didn't see action yesterday. But in this kind of a tight game, you know, you'd expect to see Kinney, who's really had a lot more innings, a lot more experience. But for all we know, we could be seeing a complete game on both sides.
So 1-2 pitch now from Varinos. That one's a bit outside. 2-2. Yeah, both pitchers have not really shown signs of coming out yet. Yeah, we don't get pitch counts up here, but whatever Varinos is, he's okay to keep going so far.
Yeah, and at about 20 for the pickoffs.
Very true. Probably about 10 for McCarthy on base. That one's hit to right. Back goes Kutchin. Nice catch on the run. Good play there in the corner. And so that's going to be the last out of the inning there. So for Bates in the top of the inning, 1 hit, fielder's choice, 2 flyouts. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 8th inning. And
meat of the order, 3, 4, 5 coming up. O'Hara, Fox, and McLaughlin. Any one of those guys can tie up the game with just a single swing.
Yeah, and this is, where the Jumbos really need to, get something going. They have 6 outs left, but as you said, the best part of their order coming up. So, see the team huddled up right now.
Yeah, Tommy O'Hara yesterday notched his 4th home run of the season. He'll be leading off for Tufts. And
Foxen's got a homer on the season, and McLaughlin does as well. So definitely the guys you want up, down a run late. Speed coming out for an 8th inning of work.
Speed pitching excellently so far. 0 since the 2nd inning. Only a few hits since then. Only 5 hits in the game total. 11 combined hits, so definitely a pitcher's duel of sorts. And O'Hara will be up first. O'Hara has walked, flown out, and struck out. And he definitely has the power to put one over the fence. So Jumbos would love to see something like that. They'd also just love to get him on base any way he can.
Yeah, 4th time facing Speed. You got to think the advantage is going to start to tilt toward the batter when you start to